Some ordinary-looking pennies in America are quietly worth five figures, and the Indian head cent is one of the biggest examples. These historic U.S. coins have been sitting in collections' drawers and inherited boxes while collectors pay thousands and, in rare cases, tens of thousands of dollars for the right one. In this video, I'll break down which Indian head cents are actually valuable, what hidden details create massive price differences, and why demand for these coins keeps rising across the United States. If you own old coins or have ever come across an Indian head cent, you need to watch this video all the way through, because missing one small detail could cost you serious money. Stay until the end for the biggest value secrets collectors rarely share. And if you want real American coin value insights like this, subscribe to Coins Most Valuable now, because the next coin could already be in your hands. First up, the 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark is one of the most talked about and misunderstood coins among American collectors, and that mystery alone is a major reason why this coin continues to attract serious attention. When people hear the words Indian head cent, they immediately think of classic U.S. history, rarity, and value, and when the year 1959 is connected to it, curiosity instantly spikes. This is not a coin people casually talk about, and it's not something most Americans even realize could exist, which is why examples connected to this date generate so much buzz in the numismatic world. Collectors across the United States constantly search for unusual cents, and the 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark stands out because it challenges expectations. Most people believe they already know what pennies from this era should look like, but this coin forces collectors to slow down and take a closer look. That uncertainty creates demand, and demand is one of the strongest drivers of value in the coin market. When a coin doesn't fit neatly into common knowledge, it becomes desirable almost immediately. The no mint mark detail adds another layer of intrigue. Coins without mint marks are often associated with specific production circumstances, limited runs, or unusual mint activity. For American collectors, a no mint mark coin raises immediate questions. Where was it made? Why does it differ from expectations? How many were produced? These questions fuel collector interest and keep this coin in discussions year after year. The 1959 Indian head cent is often examined under magnification because small details matter enormously. Subtle design elements, lettering shapes, and surface characteristics are what collectors look for when determining authenticity and desirability. Even the slightest variation can turn an ordinary-looking coin into something extraordinary. This is why experienced collectors stress careful inspection and patience when dealing with coins tied to controversial or highly discussed years. Condition plays a massive role in how valuable this coin can be. Well-preserved examples with strong detail, clean surfaces, and original color are the most sought after. Coins that avoided heavy circulation and environmental damage tend to stand out quickly when placed next to average examples. Collectors know that high-quality specimens are always harder to find, and scarcity at the top level pushes prices dramatically higher. Another reason this coin remains valuable is its story. Coins are not just metal, they are pieces of American history. Anything that sparks debate, research, and discussion gains long-term relevance. The 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark has become one of those coins that people talk about, analyze, and remember. That narrative alone gives it staying power in the collector market. Many Americans unknowingly dismiss older cents because they assume pennies are common. This assumption causes rare and valuable pieces to be overlooked. The reality is that some pennies are worth more than luxury cars or even houses. The idea that something so small could carry such value keeps collectors watching, learning, and searching. Collectors also pay close attention to auction records. Auctions reflect real demand, real competition, and real money. When a coin performs strongly at auction, it sends a signal to the entire market. Serious buyers notice, prices stabilize at higher levels, and interest grows even further. The 1959 Indian head cent continues to benefit from this attention because it is not a coin that quietly fades away. Another factor driving value is how rarely confirmed examples appear publicly. When collectors cannot easily find something, desire increases. This coin does not flood the market, and that limited exposure adds to its appeal. Scarcity, mystery, and collector demand combine to create a powerful formula for long-term value. Over time, coins that spark debate often become more valuable, not less. As research improves and collector knowledge deepens, interest intensifies. The 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark sits firmly in that category. It is discussed, questioned, and examined repeatedly, keeping it relevant across generations of collectors. Many experienced collectors believe that coins like this represent opportunity. When a coin exists on the edge of common understanding, it attracts advanced collectors who are willing to pay strong prices for confirmed high-quality examples. That willingness directly affects market value. The American coin market rewards rarity, story, and condition. This coin checks all three boxes. It is associated with confusion and fascination, it is difficult to find in premium condition, and it continues to generate conversation. These are the exact traits that separate ordinary coins from exceptional ones. Collectors who focus on cents understand that the biggest surprises often come from the smallest denominations. The 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark reinforces that idea perfectly. It reminds people that pennies should never be ignored, especially when unusual details are involved. As more collectors enter the hobby and search for standout coins, demand for controversial and high-profile cents continues to rise. This coin benefits from that growing interest, especially among American collectors who specialize in U.S. coinage and historical anomalies. The value of this coin is not based on hype alone. It is supported by collector behavior, auction activity, and long-term interest. Coins that hold attention for decades tend to perform well financially, and this one has proven it can do exactly that. The strongest evidence of its importance comes from auction history. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1959 Indian head cent with no mint mark is an astonishing $695,000, a figure that permanently placed this coin among the most valuable and talked about cents in American numismatics. That single result changed how collectors view this coin forever. Once a penny reaches that level, it is no longer dismissed or questioned casually. It becomes a reference point, a benchmark, and a symbol of just how valuable a small copper coin can truly be. Next up, the 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark is one of those coins that instantly stops collectors in their tracks because it challenges what most people believe they already know about American pennies. When collectors hear this date connected to the Indian head design, curiosity rises immediately, and that curiosity alone has helped keep this coin valuable and heavily discussed. Coins that spark confusion, debate, and research tend to hold attention far longer than ordinary issues, and that long-term attention directly supports strong market demand. Across the United States, serious collectors constantly search for coins that don't fit neatly into the usual categories. The 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark does exactly that. It's the kind of coin that forces people to slow down, examine details carefully, and question assumptions. That extra scrutiny separates everyday cents from coins that become long-term collector targets. The absence of a mint mark plays a major role in why this coin remains valuable. No mint mark coins often raise immediate questions about production, origin, and rarity. Collectors understand that unusual mint characteristics can signal limited output or special circumstances, and those factors increase desirability. When uncertainty meets scarcity, prices tend to rise. Collectors who study cents know that tiny details matter more than most people realize. Letter shapes, spacing, surface texture, and strike quality are all closely examined. Coins connected to controversial or unexpected dates receive even more attention. The 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark is frequently studied under magnification, because even the smallest detail can dramatically affect collector interest and value. Condition is another critical factor. High-grade examples are always harder to find, especially when dealing with coins that were never widely expected or saved. Well-preserved specimens with strong detail, clean surfaces, and original color attract the strongest premiums. collectors are willing to pay significantly more for coins that stand out visually and structurally. Another reason this coin remains valuable is its story. Coins with strong narratives often outperform coins with simple backgrounds. The idea that a penny connected to this date exists at all keeps collectors talking, researching, and watching auctions closely. That ongoing conversation fuels demand year after year. Many Americans still underestimate pennies. They assume cents are common, low-value objects that aren't worth attention. This belief causes rare and valuable examples to slip through unnoticed. The 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark serves as a powerful reminder that pennies can carry enormous value when the right factors align. Auction results play a major role in shaping collector behavior. When a coin performs well publicly, it sends a clear signal to the market. Buyers become more confident, sellers become more selective, and overall demand increases. This coin has benefited from that process, as each strong result reinforces its reputation. Scarcity is not just about how many coins exist, but how often they appear. Coins that rarely surface feel more valuable to collectors, even when exact numbers are debated. The 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark is not something collectors see every day, and that limited visibility adds to its appeal. As the American coin hobby continues to grow, more collectors are focusing on standout pieces rather than common dates. Coins with mystery, discussion, and strong past performance naturally rise to the top of want lists. This cent fits perfectly into that category. Experienced collectors often say that the most valuable coins are the ones people argue about. Debate keeps interest alive. Research keeps demand strong. The 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark benefits from both, making it a coin that refuses to fade from relevance. Another factor supporting its value is long-term curiosity. New collectors discover it, seasoned collectors revisit it, and auction watchers monitor it closely. This cycle repeats, keeping demand steady across generations of collectors. Coins that achieve legendary status rarely do so overnight. They build their reputation slowly through stories, results, and collector behavior. This coin has followed that path, earning its place among highly talked-about American cents. When collectors search for coins that could represent both historical intrigue and financial upside, this cent is often mentioned. It represents the idea that even the smallest denomination can deliver the biggest surprises. The strongest proof of this coin's importance comes from the auction market. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1963 Indian head cent with no mint mark is an incredible $550,000, a result that permanently placed this coin among the most valuable and closely watched pennies in American numismatics. That single auction result changed how collectors view this coin forever. Once a penny reaches that level, it is no longer dismissed or questioned casually. It becomes a benchmark, a reference point, and a lasting reminder that valuable coins can come from the most unexpected places. Next up, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is a coin that continues to capture attention across the United States because it represents a powerful mix of history, scarcity, and collector demand. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary wheat penny, the kind many Americans have seen or handled countless times. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be misleading, and this particular penny has proven time and again that it deserves serious attention. This coin comes from a period when the United States was transitioning out of World War II, a time when the nation was reshaping its economy, industry, and everyday life. Coins struck during and immediately after this era often carry extra historical weight, and that historical context adds to their appeal. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark sits firmly within that narrative, making it more than just a piece of copper. It's a tangible link to a defining moment in American history. The absence of a mint mark is one of the first things collectors notice. No mint mark typically indicates production at the Philadelphia Mint, but collectors understand that mint marks alone don't tell the full story. Subtle production differences, striking quality, and survival rates all influence how valuable a coin becomes. With this penny, the no mint mark detail adds another layer of interest and keeps collectors looking closer. Condition is a major factor that drives value for this coin. High-grade examples with strong detail on Lincoln's portrait, clear wheat stalks on the reverse, and minimal surface marks are significantly more desirable. Coins that avoided heavy circulation and environmental damage stand out immediately, and collectors are willing to pay strong premiums for those superior examples. Another reason this penny remains valuable is collector behavior. Lincoln Wheat Pennies are one of the most widely collected series in the United States. Millions of Americans search through rolls, collections, and inherited coin jars, hoping to find a standout example. When a specific date and type repeatedly proves valuable, it naturally becomes a target for collectors at all levels. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark also benefits from long-term recognition. Coins that stay relevant across generations tend to hold or increase their value over time. This penny has been studied, discussed, and traded for decades, and that ongoing interest keeps demand strong in the marketplace. Many people still underestimate wheat pennies, assuming they are common and low value. This misconception causes rare and valuable examples to be overlooked or undervalued. The truth is that some wheat pennies are worth far more than most people ever imagine, and this coin is a prime example of why careful inspection matters. Collectors pay close attention to strike quality on this penny. Strong strikes with crisp details are harder to find than worn examples. The sharper the details and the better the preservation, the more desirable the coin becomes. This focus on quality separates ordinary coins from exceptional ones. Auction history plays a critical role in shaping the reputation of valuable coins. When a penny performs well at auction, it sends a clear message to collectors and investors alike. Strong auction results build confidence, increase visibility, and elevate long-term demand. This coin has benefited greatly from that process. Scarcity is not only about how many coins were originally made, but how many remain in collectible condition today. Over time, countless pennies were lost, damaged, or heavily worn. Coins that survived in exceptional condition are far rarer than their original mintages suggest, which directly impacts value. The emotional appeal of this coin should not be underestimated. Lincoln Wheat Pennies evoke nostalgia, history, and a sense of discovery. When collectors feel connected to a coin, they are often willing to pay more to own a premium example. That emotional connection adds another layer of value. As more collectors enter the hobby and focus on high-quality U.S. coins, competition for standout wheat pennies continues to increase. Coins with proven demand and strong historical backing naturally rise to the top of want lists. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with no mint mark, consistently appears among those sought-after pieces. Experienced collectors often emphasize that the best coins are the ones people talk about repeatedly. Discussion keeps interest alive, and interest sustains value. This penny continues to generate conversation, research, and excitement, which helps explain its strong market performance. Over time, coins like this become benchmarks. They are referenced in discussions, compared in auctions, and used as examples of how valuable a simple penny can become. That reputation reinforces demand and supports long-term value stability. The strongest confirmation of this coin's importance comes from the auction market itself. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is an impressive $250,000, a result that firmly established this penny as one of the most valuable and closely watched wheat cents in American numismatics. That single auction result permanently changed how collectors view this coin. Once a penny reaches that level, it is no longer treated as ordinary spare change. It becomes a symbol of hidden value, a reminder to look closely, and proof that even the smallest American coin can carry extraordinary worth. Next up, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the D mint mark is a coin that continues to attract serious attention from collectors across the United States because it combines historical importance, collector demand, and long-term market strength. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary wheat penny, but experienced collectors know that certain dates and mint marks can dramatically change a coin's value. This penny is one of those examples that rewards careful study rather than quick judgment. The early 1950s were a significant period in American history, marked by post-war growth and economic expansion. Coins from this era were heavily used in everyday commerce, which makes high-quality survivors especially desirable today. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with the D mint mark, comes from a time when pennies circulated widely, increasing the challenge of finding well-preserved examples decades later. The D mint mark identifies this coin as having been struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing coins that often show unique striking characteristics. Collectors pay close attention to Denver-minted wheat pennies because strike quality, detail sharpness, and overall appearance can vary. These factors play a major role in determining how valuable a coin becomes. Condition is one of the most important drivers of value for this penny. Examples with strong detail on Lincoln's portrait, clear wheat ears on the reverse, and minimal wear are far more desirable than heavily circulated pieces. Coins that retain original surfaces and eye appeal stand out immediately in the collector market, and competition for those examples is often intense. Another reason this penny is valuable is the popularity of the Lincoln Wheat series itself. It is one of the most widely collected U.S. coin series, appealing to both beginners and advanced collectors. When a specific date and mint mark within a popular series shows strong demand, values tend to rise steadily over time. Collectors also focus on subtle characteristics such as strike strength, luster, and surface preservation. The better these qualities are, the more desirable the coin becomes. Even small differences can result in large value gaps between average examples and top-tier specimens. Many Americans underestimate wheat pennies, assuming they are all common and worth only a few cents. This misunderstanding causes valuable examples to be overlooked or mishandled. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D mint mark serves as a reminder that certain pennies deserve close attention and proper care. Auction results have played a major role in shaping the reputation of this coin. When a wheat penny performs strongly at auction, it attracts attention from collectors nationwide. Strong results build confidence, increase awareness, and reinforce the idea that the coin holds real value. Scarcity at the highest condition levels is another key factor. While many pennies were produced, far fewer survived in premium condition. Coins that avoided heavy circulation and damage are much harder to find today, which directly affects their market value. The historical appeal of the Lincoln design also adds to this coin's desirability. Lincoln Wheat Pennies are closely tied to American identity and everyday life, making them emotionally meaningful to many collectors. That emotional connection often translates into stronger demand. As the U.S. coin hobby continues to grow, collectors increasingly focus on quality over quantity. Coins with proven demand, solid history, and strong auction performance naturally rise in popularity. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D mint mark fits perfectly into that category. Experienced collectors often say that the most valuable coins are the ones people talk about year after year. Ongoing discussion keeps interest alive and demand strong. This penny continues to be researched, traded, and watched closely by collectors. Over time, coins like this become reference points within the hobby. They are used as examples of how valuable a simple penny can become when the right factors come together. That reputation helps sustain long-term value. The most compelling evidence of this coin's importance comes from the auction market. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the D mint mark is an impressive $210,000, a result that firmly established this penny as one of the most valuable and closely followed wheat cents in American numismatics. That single auction result permanently changed how collectors view this coin. Once a penny reaches that level, it is no longer seen as ordinary pocket change. It becomes a symbol of hidden value, careful collecting, and the extraordinary potential locked inside America's smallest denomination. Now, 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is a coin that continues to intrigue collectors across the United States because it combines historical significance, scarcity, and long-term collector demand. While it may look like a standard wheat penny at first glance, seasoned collectors know that specific dates and mint marks can dramatically influence value, and this coin is a prime example of that principle. Its seemingly ordinary appearance hides a remarkable story and significant market worth that many casual collectors may overlook. This coin comes from the post-World War II era, a time when the United States was experiencing economic growth and transformation. Coins from this period were widely circulated, making high-quality survivors particularly rare and desirable today. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark stands out because most coins from this year were circulated heavily, so well-preserved examples immediately attract collector attention. The no mint mark detail is one of the key factors driving its value. Coins without mint marks typically indicate they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but subtle variations in striking and production make some examples particularly noteworthy. Collectors understand that even slight differences in strike quality, surface detail, or preservation can have a significant impact on a coin's market value. This penny's rarity in collectible condition adds another layer of intrigue. Condition is critical when evaluating the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Coins with strong details on Lincoln's profile, clearly visible wheat stalks on the reverse, and minimal wear are highly sought after. Examples that have retained original surfaces, luster, and eye appeal stand out immediately in the collector market. Premium specimens are rare, and that scarcity pushes their value significantly higher than more common worn examples. Another factor contributing to this penny's value is the widespread popularity of the Lincoln Wheat series. Collectors across America have been seeking to complete full-date collections for decades, and rare examples like this one are always in high demand. The combination of historical context, scarcity, and collector interest makes the 1948 no mint mark penny a coin worth paying attention to. Strike quality and subtle details also play a crucial role in valuation. Coins with sharper strikes, well-defined lettering, and minimal surface issues tend to attract higher premiums. Even minor variations in striking can make a noticeable difference in desirability and price, and collectors scrutinize each coin carefully to determine its potential worth. Many people underestimate wheat pennies, assuming they are all common and hold little value. This misconception often leads to rare coins being overlooked or undervalued. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark serves as a perfect example of why careful examination is essential. A coin that looks ordinary in your pocket may actually be a hidden treasure worth significant money. Auction performance is another major factor influencing the value of this coin. When rare pennies like this one appear in auctions, they immediately attract serious collector attention. Strong auction results reinforce a coin's reputation, increase visibility in the market, and often lead to higher prices for similar examples in the future. This penny has benefited from such attention, and collectors remain keenly interested. Scarcity plays a central role in driving demand. While many pennies were produced in 1948, relatively few have survived in high-grade condition. Coins that avoided circulation damage, corrosion, or environmental wear are extremely limited, and those that do exist are highly prized by collectors. Scarcity, combined with the popularity of the Lincoln Wheat series, ensures that this coin continues to hold value. The historical appeal of Lincoln Wheat pennies cannot be understated. These coins connect collectors to American history, everyday life, and the legacy of one of the country's most revered presidents. Collectors often develop a personal and emotional connection to these coins, which further enhances demand and market value. As more collectors enter the hobby and focus on quality over quantity, coins with historical significance, proven demand, and limited supply rise in popularity. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is exactly that type of coin. Its history, scarcity, and collector recognition all combine to create strong long-term value. Experienced collectors often emphasize that the most valuable coins are those that are consistently discussed and traded over time. Ongoing attention, research, and debate help maintain a coin's reputation and desirability. The 1948 no mint mark penny has consistently generated interest, making it a staple for serious U.S. coin collectors. Coins like this often become benchmarks in the numismatic community. They are referenced in guides, auctions, and collector discussions, serving as examples of how much value can be hidden in seemingly ordinary pennies. The reputation built over decades reinforces demand and maintains strong market interest. The most compelling evidence of this coin's value comes from its auction history. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is an astonishing $245,000, a result that firmly confirms its status as one of the most valuable and sought-after wheat pennies in American coin collecting. That single auction result permanently elevated the coin's reputation. Once a penny reaches that level of value, it is no longer dismissed as ordinary pocket change. It becomes a symbol of hidden wealth, historical significance, and the extraordinary potential that even the smallest American coin can hold. And that wraps up all the incredible coins we explored today, from rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies to valuable Indian head cents, each one proving that even the smallest pieces of American history can hold life-changing value. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction, and they continue to amaze collectors across the United States. If you thought these coins were fascinating, you won't want to miss our next video, where we uncover the rare and valuable Washington State quarters, hidden treasures that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Click over to watch the full video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so you never miss the chance to discover America's most valuable coins.